You're welcome to the People's Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the people for inviting me here.
Well, normally when we invite people to the People's Committee, they come with a lot of people to support them. It appears today you came alone.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. I've sent my boys for some errands. So.
Now, kindly state your name, your role, and the ministry you represent.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman. And my name is Honorable Dr. Stephen Japan, and I'm the Minister responsible for Agriculture. And I'm here in the name of the Ministry of Agriculture.
Okay, Mr. Japan.
Sure.
Okay, Mr. Japan, you have been summoned to the People's Committee to answer questions relating to the Ministry of Agriculture. The people need nothing but the truth from you. So I will start with the questions and then later my colleagues will also come with yes. So, since you became the minister responsible for agriculture, there has been a lot of food shortages in this country that has led to the increase of prices of foodstuffs. What is your ministry doing to solve this particular problem?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make this emphatic statement, right? And Mr. Chairman, now we have enough food to feed everyone in this country. And Mr. Chairman, since we came to office, we have implemented a whole lot of policies that has led to bumper harvest. For example, in 2018, farmers could not carry their harvest home. Most of the food went waste on the farmlands. So this should tell you that since I came to power, we have contributed a whole lot in the production of food.
Mr. Jabba,
Sure.
Don't you think it is a failure on your part if foodstuff should go waste on the farm?
Why is that a failure to me? I provided the necessary means for the farmers to increase their harvest.
But you didn't see it necessary to provide storage facilities to store the excess food.
Well, Mr. Chairman, one thing is, in a ministry like this, now we move a step at a time. You understand the point? And we will surely build more storage facilities in the coming months.
Okay, so Mr. Jabba, if you are so convinced that your policies led to bumper harvest, why are we having high food prices due to the food shortages in the system?
Mr. Chairman, I don't think it is fair for you to say food is expensive in the country. I went to the market myself, and to my surprise, food is very cheap. Food is very, very cheap. In fact, a whole bunch of plantain is selling for 5 cedis. A gallon of oil is selling for 200 cedis. A bag of maize is also selling for 200 cedis. So these are some of the prices I have in the markets. And nobody can tell me that food is expensive in this country.
Alright, so yes, so you see, I was discussing with my colleagues.
Sure.
In fact, they are all surprised to the prices you are mentioning. Because the people provided us with this particular document. And in this document, a list of foodstuff and their prices. Let me take you through some of them.
Sure.
Now, a bunch of plantain here is 65 cedis. As at yesterday, a bag of maize, 800 cedis. A gallon of cooking oil, 30 kg, is around 1,200 cedis. In fact, there are so many in this list that I won't be able to mention all of them. This is the real situation in the market. Where are you getting your prices from?
From the market, of course. So I should be asking you where you're also getting your prices from, Mr. Chairman. I'm telling you, see, when you're able to look at the right places in the market, you are going to get cheap prices.
Well, you see, it is very clear that you politicians don't actually care about the people. After all, the people take care of you, they pay your light bill, they pay your rent, they even pay for your accommodation, and then sometimes your children's school fees. So you're not feeling what the people are feeling. I will just allow my colleagues to take their turn.
Well, Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ejapa, let's move away from the high prices of food in the country and look at what is causing them. Now, we have received numerous allegations from the people concerning the supply of fertilizers to the farmers. The people are alleging that you are hoarding fertilizers meant for them, hence making prices higher.
Mr. Chairman, this claim is laughable. And how can one possibly be thinking I'm hoarding fertilizers meant for farmers? I sit in Accra here, and how do I benefit from that?
Mr. Ejapa, you should have allowed me to finish. The people said you have set up small businesses that you sell fertilizers to. Those businesses in turn sell to them at high prices. According to them, they used to buy 50 kilograms of fertilizers at 85 Ghana cedis. But now, they have to buy same fertilizers at 520 Ghana cedis. Honorable, why?
Mr. Chairman, I don't know where you are getting all these information from, and however, we all know what is happening in the country. And the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian-Ukraine war is affecting every country in this world. And Ghana is no exception. And even this has also affected even the increase of fertilizers. So it is wrong to create the impression that I am responsible for the difficulties the farmers are going through.
I am going to ask you some specific questions.
Of course,
I need specific answers.
Of course, I don't have anything to hide.
Have you heard of the Dijak supplies? If yes, how are they connected to
Mr. Chairman, I have heard of the Dijak supplies, and I know where the business is situated at. And this Dijak you are talking about, it belongs to my brother-in-law's cousin.
Okay, have you also heard of a Japan farm and trading services? How are they also related to you?
Mr. Chairman, pardon me for laughing at this, but I knew where he was heading towards. And a Japan farm and trading service is one of the business that belongs to my younger brother. And one thing you must know is that my younger brother is a very hard-working man, and you know what? He deserves to own a business.
No one is against your brother owning business. We have evidence showing that these two businesses are sole distributor of government-sponsored fertilizer. In fact, the people are accusing you of using your brother's businesses and your in-laws' businesses to hoard and sell fertilizers at high prices.
That is not true, Mr. Chairman. That is not true. This is a total lie.
Mr. Ejapa, the people want me to put it to you that you don't care about the plight of farmers in this country. You are heartless and selfish in the delivery of your duties.
Mr. Kuma, you can't call me names. You're a small boy to call me names. And you know what? And do you know even the one you are talking to? Do you know me? See, I finished my PhD at the age of 25. And at that time, where were you? So you can't possibly sit in here and call me names. I've done a whole lot for this country. You're a small boy. You don't know anything. You know what? Learn to respect others and learn how to talk.
Mr. Jabba, calm down.
Mr. Chairman, he's a small boy to be calling me names, so let him know that, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Jabba, he is speaking on the authority of the people. If you disrespect him, you disrespect the people, and for that matter, the People's Committee. So please, calm down and let's continue with the hearing.
Calm down, we can continue.
Mr. Jaffa, I can see you are feeling the heat.
There is no heat here. I just want him to know that he is a small boy and he must learn to respect others. And however, probably I'm older than his father.
It's okay.
Sure.
Let's look at something else.
Sure, madam.
Mr. Japa, how many farmlands does the Ministry of Agriculture supervise?
Well, Mr. Chairman, almost every farmland in this country is one way or the other supervised by the Ministry of Agriculture.
Let me rephrase the question.
Sure.
Does the Ministry of Agriculture own its own regional farms or national farms?
Mr. Chairman, you see, this country has a lot.
Mr. Japa, it's a yes or no question.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Mr. Japa, this country has a fertile land, a very fertile land. You drop seeds of crops anywhere and it will germinate. So what are you doing at the Ministry of Agriculture if you are not taking advantage of the fertile land of the country to free the people from high cost of living?
Mr. Chairman, Ghana is more than 60 years. And you know what, I've just spent about 6 years in office. And what can I do within these 6 years? What can I do within these 6 years? See, to answer your question, we have implemented a whole lot of policies to help farmers in this country. And besides, I'm not the first to be the Minister of Agriculture in this country. So I'm doing my best.
Mr. Japa, let me come in at this point. I still don't know the reason why, as a country, we don't have national farm projects. No, in fact, I still don't know. The suit wearing, sitting in office, drinking tea, in fact, it must stop.
Mr. Chairman, we do a whole lot of work in the office. We don't just sit in the office and we don't just wear suits and sit in the office.
I know you sit at the office and give instructions. You give directives. Without doing actual work. Now, let's look at this. Now, the government, okay, can start what we call national farm projects or regional farm projects. In every region, there are particular crops that do well in that particular region. We can focus on that particular crop for that particular region. Okay? Now, the prisoners, we feed them every day free of charge in this country. We can therefore make these prisoners to work on the farms. And then in turn, we'll pay them small compensations to their families. So you see that the guy is in prison, he's still taking care of his family members at home. And the National Service personnel, they come out every year. They'll be made to manage this facility. I mean, Mr. Japa, I think this is a sure way to end the food crisis in this country. Don't you agree with me?
Yeah, I surely agree, and this is a laudable idea. But one thing is that it is easier said than done. And this is a capital intensive project. And Mr. Chairman, looking at our resources now, it is something we can't afford.
So your best option, it is for us as a country to continue to import all the foodstuffs that we can produce in this country?
Mr. Chairman, we have started putting policies across, and like planting for food and jobs, and also Operation Feed Yourself is also in place to address this food crisis. So, Mr. Chairman, we are getting there.
You see, the policies you are talking about have been implemented for the past 6 years. What has been the impact on the economy?
Mr. Chairman, I can assure you that we will surely see results very soon.
Let's look at this.
Sure.
Another important issue we have to look at is the Bagri Dam spillage. Year in, year out, this dam spillage destroys a lot of crops along the northern belt. In fact, people even lose their lives. They lose their livelihoods. Okay? They have to go through this every year. I mean, what is your ministry doing to solve this particular problem?
Mr. Chairman, this dam spillage thing is a generational problem we are still dealing with. And as humans, we don't have control over this rainfall. Now, also to save the dam, the spillage must be done. And Mr. Chairman, one thing is, these are issues I have in place, and I have set a committee so that we can deal with that and look at it.
Mr. Jepa,
Sure.
you don't need a committee to deal with this problem. No, you have to just create irrigational projects that will serve as reservoirs to collect the water during the dam spillage. In the dry season, the people can use that to farm and produce crops that will satisfy everyone in this country. Are you telling me that you need a committee to think of this?
Mr. Chairman, it is interesting you are raising relevant solution points, you understand? But one thing is that, like I said, it is easier said than done. And as a country, we must exercise patience and to deal with this problem strategically.
Well, Mr. Jepa, it is clear that you don't have the interests of the people at heart. No? You politicians want to take the people for a ride. You want to keep the people in their poverty status so that they'll continue to beg you for coins. All what you do is talk, no action. You don't care about the plight of the people. You tell the people that you are in the same situation with them. You tell the people that you feel the pain they are going through. But in actual sense, you are up there and the people are down here. The people cannot be fooled any longer. The people now want to demand for what is right. Honorable Dr. Stephen Ejapa, you have failed this country.
Mr. Chairman, if I may...
You may not! Mr. Ejapa, you may not!
Well, Mr. Chairman...
You may not! The people have heard you. The people will decide if you continue to hold that office or not. But until then, you are dismissed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.